Hello and welcome back to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. It's that time. We are talking about Super Bowl 56 today. I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the big game itself is our host, Mr. Logan Landers. How's it going, man?
Jeremiah, it's a football fan's favorite time of the year. The final game for the NFL, the Super Bowl, is going to be a great matchup with the LA Rams, the Cincinnati Bengals. One team you might have thought could have got here, their team no one thought was going to be here in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be a beautiful night, a beautiful day, and we will see who comes out on top. I can't wait to talk about this game and who do I think will win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. And for everybody watching at home, thank you so much for watching the show. All of your shares and telling your friends and family by word of mouth about 100 Yards of Football has helped us to grow so quickly. And if you're listening to our podcast, thank you so much again. And if you're trying to figure out who you're going to go with in the game, or if you've pretty much figured out exactly who you think's going to win, there's always a way that you can continue to figure out, these things and ask other people their opinions by checking out Bet Online. You can do the odds, scores, totals, player performances, and give props to where the next fired coach is going to land. But Bet Online is the number one spot for things in the NFL betting for 2022. And it's not only about football, they also bet on basketball, hockey, boxing, UFC odds. It's actually the best in the business, from sports right down to your favorite Las Vegas casino games. Betting online is the number one place for online wagering and destinations. So it's one of our sponsors, one of our amazing sponsors that we love. So head to Bet Online right now or on your mobile device to sign up and use the code BELIEVE, BLEAV, when you sign up to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's the fastest and easiest way to wager on your favorite sports and your favorite games. Bet Online, where the game starts. So, Mr. Logan Landers, the Super Bowl. What do we have to look forward to between the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams?
I'm going to talk about the Rams, right? The favorite in this game. Everyone's picking them to maybe get the win, right? Veteran Matt Stafford, Georgia alum, and just a super talented team all around. So let's go with the hometown team, right? Because they're going to be playing in their stadium, the Rams. So, of course, like I mentioned, led by Matthew Stafford, longtime quarterback for the Detroit Lions, got traded about a year ago to the Rams for Jared Goff in that trade, right? Where everyone thought that everyone thought it was going to work out, but it's really worked out quite well for the Rams. In the postseason, Matt Stafford, 905 yards, 72% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 5 sacks in total. Throughout the regular season, he was even more dynamic, and he had a total of 4,886 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions with a 67% completion percentage. So he was dynamic throughout the regular season. He carried over into the postseason, and we'll see if the former Georgia Bulldog can finally get that ring that's eluded him throughout his entire playing career in the NFL. Now, it's not just him. He's got to have a great gang behind him, a great team. And of course, it's the number one guy that everyone goes to is the wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, one of the best wide receivers in football this season. I say that in the regular season, he played in 17 games, close to 2,000 yards, right? 1,947 yards catching, 145 total catches, 13.4 average as well. Big dynamic player, 16 touchdowns as well. He was all over the place. Of course, also there is Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, and one of the newer acquisitions, Odell Beckham Jr. He was electric as soon as he got released from the Browns, went over to the Rams, and has really helped them get that final push into the Super Bowl. In just a few short games, right? 8 games played, 5 touchdowns, 305 yards, and 27 catches. So he has really helped out that receiving core in the regular season and also in the postseason as well. Right? He had that one pass the other week, which was insane, and he's also doing it at the receiving core as well. The defense, right? This is where the defense needs to have the game of their life. Jordan Fuller, the safety, 113 tackles, led the team. Taylor Rapp right behind him with 94. Aaron Donald, the most probably just someone that gives you nightmares at night if you're an opposing offensive lineman or a quarterback. 12 and a half sacks this season, 84 tackles, and he's been doing it for quite a long time at that consistent level. Also, Leonard Floyd with 9.5 sacks and 70 tackles. So, I mean, they have a lot of heavy hitters, right? There's a lot of guys who are going to go get after the football, get to the quarterback, get some tackles. And, of course, let's not forget about Jalen Ramsey, the very talented cornerback. 16 passes defended with 4 interceptions, helped lead the team. So they have a tremendous offense, defense, and you also have to highlight the special teams, because this is where if you don't have a good kicker, if your kicking game is a little bit subpar, it's going to get exposed in the biggest game of the year. They have Matt Gay. He's done a great job, right? 32 of 34 in the regular season in terms of field goals, 48 of 49 for extra points. So you're pretty much money when it comes to that regard. He's done a very good job. So overall, man, like I said, with Matt Stafford having a great regular season, postseason run, with the running game of Cam Akers, Sony Michel, they've been doing their thing, also helping to break up that momentum between the great passing. The top wide receivers, like I mentioned, the amazing defense that's helped them be shut down a lot, and the kicking game with Matt Gay, who's done a very good job in the postseason. 7 of 9 for field goals, and then 9 of 9 for extra points. That's about as good as you can get. This Rams team is great. The offensive line, of course, with Andrew Whitworth, one of the veteran. I think he's in his 40s now, so he's been around for a long time. I mean, they have a great team all around, and I can see there's a big reason why people are picking them, Jeremiah, to win the Super Bowl and to win it in a very good fashion. And that offensive line, man, they keep people safe at a very good distance. They've been doing it for this whole season, and Matt Stafford loves them for keeping them safe.
Yeah, and Matt Stafford's been keeping them safe for this entire season. And another great sponsor we have that keeps us safe is VPNs from Norton, one of the best VPN services, offering the fastest connection, the most servers, and the next-gen encryption that can make sure everything you do online stays secure. Plus, you can use Norton VPN on all your computers and devices, no matter the operating system. With Norton's VPN unlimited bandwidth, you never have to worry about slow connection either, and plans start under $4 per month. So grab your exclusive Norton VPN deal by going to nortonvpn.com/believe or use the code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to get up to 70% off your Norton VPN plan plus 1 additional month for free. It's also risk-free with Norton's 30-day money-back guarantee. So just like Matthew Stafford, VPN will keep you safe, and the Norton VPN, the Nord VPN as we call it, will keep you the safest, and we love them so much. It's a great way to be able to surf online and not have your privacy really dove into if you like to keep yourself safe online. So, thinking about keeping the team safe, what about the other side of the ball, Mr. Logan Landers? What do we have to look forward to on that side?
Man, you got the amazing confidence of the Cincinnati Bengals, right? With Joe Burrow, number 1 overall pick out of LSU, Heisman winner, national champion, got hurt last year. Everyone hoped that he could come back and just, lead his team maybe to the playoffs, let alone lead them to potentially 1 win away from a Super Bowl. And, man, he has played lights out this postseason. 68% completion percentage, 842 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, but he has been sacked 12 times. 9 of those, let's not forget, coming against the Tennessee Titans. So we'll see how the O-line for the Bengals can hold up if we can get a repeat against the Chiefs, right, when he only was sacked, I believe, once. Or if we're going to see what it was like with the Titans when he was sacked 9 times. You never know with this group for the Bengals. But with Joe Burrow in the pocket, you got to feel pretty confident, right? He had a great 2021 season. 70% completion percentage, 4,611 yards, 34 touchdowns, and only 14 interceptions. Pretty solid for pretty much his real rookie year, right? Playing the entire season after he got his career cut short last year with that bad knee injury. Doesn't like it's affected him at all. And now look, everyone was saying at the draft, right when the Bengals picked early on, they should go with the big offensive tackle with Penei Sewell, who's now doing his thing with the Detroit Lions, being great over there. But they decided to reunite the group, right? Reunite the dynamic duo that helped LSU win the national championship just a few short seasons ago.
Mhm.
They went with the dynamic wide receiver in Jamar Chase, more than likely going to win the Rookie of the Year this year. And let me tell you why. 81 catches, 1,455 yards, and a whopping 13 touchdowns with an 18 average per catch, 18 yards per catch. So if you're looking for a dynamic player, there's your guy right there. But if the Rams are smart, and I'm sure they are, I'm sure they've been watching his film throughout the entire season.
Yes.
You got to watch out for the other guys, right? Because we saw it against the Chiefs. T. Higgins, a very formidable wide receiver, been in the league for a couple of years doing his thing out of Tennessee. And he had a very good regular season as well. 1,091 yards catching, 74 receptions, 14.7, right, average per catch. And he had 6 touchdowns, which was second on team. You also have guys like Tyler Boyd and the tight end CJ Uzoma right behind him doing their thing. So a very good group right there for the Bengals in terms of receivers. On to the running backs, right? You have Joe Mixon, one of the better rushers in the league. Ran for over 1,000 yards this year with 1,205. 13 touchdowns also, so watch out for him. Big play potential coming out of Joe Mixon. You also have Samaje Perine right behind him, a very formidable backup. And if Joe Burrow ever needs to scramble out the pocket, which he does occasionally, he can also get it done with his legs also. Ran for a little bit under 200 yards, so he's not afraid to get out there and lead the charge trying to get a first down or whatnot. In the postseason, Mixon's done well, close to 200 yards on 52 attempts. Jamar Chase has been phenomenal in the playoffs with close to 300 yards catching. T. Higgins right behind him with 200. And it's just been a very well thought, methodical team on offense with their amazing receiving core with Joe Burrow at the helm at the quarterback position looking great. But we got to talk about the defense, right? The defense is really what has helped out the Bengals get to this point. And with a very good team on offense, you got to have an equal part on defense to help out. And that is a big part thanks to Logan Wilson. Love the first name, by the way. 100 tackles on the season even. Looking good there. You have guys like Sam Hubbard and B.J. Hill getting the sacks, right? Hubbard with 7.5, Hill with 5.5. And also, let's not forget about Trey Hendrickson, the big guy, the leader. 14 sacks on the season in 16 games. So what a very dynamic force you got there, right? Guys on the line just running at the quarterback, getting a ton of tackles for losses as well. There's multiple guys on this team who have 12 or more tackles for loss. In terms of passive defender, right? You got to look at the corners and the safeties. You got Owuzie, you got Apple, Von Bell, Mike Hilton leading the way. And guys are getting interceptions, right? Wilson also had four, the linebacker. But then you have guys, like I mentioned, with Chidobe Awuzie, with Eli Apple, Von Bell, also getting their hands in the cookie jar and getting some picks as well. So with a team on defense, which is looking solid, team on offense, which is electric, it looks like these Bengals, man, are going to be hard to beat. And I don't blame them, right? They're a very tough team. Everyone's been doubting them from the beginning. I mean, they were just happy to get a win, right? They hadn't won a playoff game since the early 90s. So it's been over 30 years since they've even won a playoff game, let alone get to the Super Bowl. So the Rams, and I'll get to the kicker, Evan McPherson. I mean, the guy he filed for the trademark Money Mac, right? So he's feeling good about himself. In the postseason, he's been perfect, has not missed an extra point, has not missed a kick, and has missed a field goal, has looked great. In the regular season, right, was responsible for 130 points. So, I mean, when you have someone who is just that electric throughout the regular season and the postseason, I mean, it's hard to beat, right? He missed a couple of kicks in the regular season, but in the postseason, he has been lights out. And when I say that, I mean, this guy has not missed a single kick. He has been perfect, 12 to 12 from field goals, the longest being 54 yards, 4 or 4 from extra points. So you can't get a whole lot better than that, honestly. In the postseason, right, they've been doing good. They've been doing good, getting some sacks, getting some tackles, and getting some interceptions. And this Bengals team is just playing with a confidence that you don't see a lot of guys play at, a lot of teams play with. And they're embracing that kind of the underdog role, right? They're never going to say they are, but that's what everyone is portraying them as. And overall, I think this is going to be a tremendous matchup. I think that people might be doubting the Bengals a little bit, but I'm going to give my final score, right? The thing that everyone's been waiting for weeks to give their predictions on who's going to win the Super Bowl, played on February the 13th, right? We're less than a week away, 6 days to be exact, from the biggest game in football. I am going to go with a little bit of an upset here, Jeremiah. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they're a team of destiny right now. I think they're just playing with too much confidence, with just they're world beaters, right? No one thought they'd be here, and I've been I've picked them to lose against the Chiefs. And maybe even against the Titans, but I can't do it anymore. They proved me wrong too many times, so I'm gonna rock with the Bengals getting the win in this one. I will make it a close game. I think the Bengals will get the win in this one, 28-21, just a 7-point ball game. And I think maybe you could see a big fourth quarter from the Bengals. Maybe they might struggle in the beginning. We've seen, we've seen a lot of teams in Super Bowl not look good in the first half or in the first quarter. But I think maybe after halftime, right, all the nerves are calmed down. You go into the locker room, regroup with your guys. I think that might be when we see the Bengals come out in that second half and be dynamic like we've seen them be the entire season. I just think they look too good right now. I've been debating this for a couple of days now since we knew we were going to be talking about this. And I think, I thought the Rams, I'm like, man, they have a great team with Von Miller, Odell, and all them. But I just got to go with the Bengals, right? They're playing too good. They look like they can't be beat. And some people might take that as cockiness, but some people might take that as confidence. And I think the Bengals with Zach Taylor, right? We're going to see the youngest Super Bowl in history in terms of coaches. Both these guys are still in their 30s. So that's the first time ever. And I think that, with Zach Taylor at the helm, with Joe Burrow, with Jamar Chase, I mean, everyone thought that they could be playoff contenders in a couple of seasons, right, after all these guys have been in the league for a while. But I think they might recreate what they did at LSU, get that national championship early on, and we'll see what the Bengals can be like for the next couple of years. But like I said, I'm going to go with the Bengals winning in this one, 28-21.
28-21, huh? Well, what do you guys at home think? Please tell us in the comments what you think the final score will be. Logan, I think that you are right. I think that you might just have it exactly right this year. Exactly. There's some exciting things coming up. We've still got the halftime game that's going to be, or the halftime show that's going to be so amazing. We've got the commercials, which are going to be so incredible. We've got an incredible 2 teams that are going to be playing at SoFi Stadium. It's just everything you want in a Super Bowl. And if you watch any of the final playoff games as we led up to this game, these are exciting teams playing some absolutely legendary football. And we just absolutely love it. You can't not get obsessed with it. And we just want to know, everybody, put in the comments what you think the final score will be, what you are most excited about for this Super Bowl that's coming up. And if you're listening to our podcast, thank you so much. But if you're not listening to our podcast, come and join us and listen to our podcast, 100 Yards of Football. We're brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network. Our great show is presented by Bet Online. And the reason we've been able to grow so quickly is because of your help sharing through word of mouth by just telling your friends and family, like, hey, have you been listening to 100 Yards of Football? And they'll go, well, of course, I listen to it every day. They have over 600 episodes. And then your work is done because you've helped inform your friends and family of this amazing show that we bring you every single week so that you can stay the most informed in the world of football. So I am your producer, Jeremiah Long, and we've been covering the big game itself, Super Bowl 56, Cincinnati versus LA, with our host, Mr. Logan Landers. Stay tuned, and we are going to be back with another live episode very soon. You can listen to it anywhere that you listen to podcasts, whether it's on Spotify or Overcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, or wherever that you listen to them. And I'll throw this out really quick because we got this great comment right here at the end. Dan feels like it's going to be Rams 44, Bengals 38. So, yeah, a high-scoring game.
Over.
Today. Yeah, that's a good prediction. Dan, thanks so much for that prediction, and we look forward to seeing if you are right or if you are off, because Mr. Logan Landers feels like the Bengals might pull it out.
Yeah, we'll see, Dan.
Either way, I'm totally here for it. Yes, awesome. So have a great day on this one, and we're going to be right back with another live episode. Stay with us.